My name is Brian Tim. I'm a senior plumbing engineer. The aspect of working in the plumbing world is funny from the standpoint of what people need to do in order for me to work. Because very few people, even in engineering and architectural, very few people understand what we do. We have to almost be experts on it. It's constantly challenging because we have to know the codes. We have to stay up with the various city codes, state codes. We have to keep up with the technology. We have to keep up with things that change as far as specifications. It is a constant challenge. And overall, it's a very good challenge. Plumbing has to be a part of the design because we take up space in the walls, in the ceiling, in the floor. Where our stuff is visible is obviously the sinks that are in various rooms, the bathrooms themselves, storm piping, and these are pitched so that they take up not just a box of area, they are pitching, therefore they have to take up vertical space as they're going. So all of these things have to be incorporated when working with structural, architectural. It's not one of those things that you can just have somebody do. You've got to be working hand in hand with the other disciplines in order for it to be totally integrated as part of a design. You need to take into account what is the long-term effect of the building. Is it going to expand? Is it not going to expand? When you're dealing with a code minimum, that's exactly what you're getting, is the minimum. There's very little room to expand, but a lot of times you can go up to accommodate future connections or future expansion with one pipe size. You take the code minimum, you use your experience, you talk to, obviously, everybody that you can, relating to what the future is going to be, and then you lay out your system accordingly. If it's oversized, then you could have an issue of stagnant water in the water pipes. So you don't want to overdo it, and you don't want to underdo it. There's a fine line that has to be found in order to do it right. Building layout is very unique because we work in multiple planes. We work under the floor or in the ground. We work in the space that we are currently in, like for instance, a sink. Those things are literally in the view. So we have a physical and feature that needs to look good. Okay, so we have to work with the architectural on where things are being placed, what would the faucet look like, how is the faucet going to function, etc. Then we are working up above in the ceiling or exposed. So in order to get the water to the sinks or etc., it usually comes down the wall and it's hidden. So we have to make sure that we're working with the structural that you don't see for the most part in the walls either. You got to know where you are and think in 3D. All the other disciplines work in a 3D world, but they normally just have to design it in a two-dimensional plane. HVAC is typically going to be in the ceiling. The electrical is just going to have their outlet locations. They don't really show conduits unless they're really large ones. Architectural has a 3D effect, but you're showing one wall. You're showing all of it in an elevation. Where our stuff, we've got to show it underground. We have to know where the fixtures are above the ground. We have to make all this stuff connect in Revit. Then we got to run it up through the wall, up into the ceiling, connect it there, and make sure we don't hit beams, ductwork, lights, etc. Well, yes, I do. There is no degree in plumbing engineering yet. I say yet because the American Society of Plumbing Engineers is working on that. I'll be long gone before that happens. But most AE students go into HVAC, electrical, or structural. If you want the ultimate of guaranteed projects and jobs the rest of your life, go into plumbing engineering. I am very serious about that. We need probably 10,000 plus plumbing engineers in the world in the next 10 years.